Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari. Who is playing? Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari. Yashodanandana Brajajana Ranjana. Yashodanandana Brajajana Ranjana. Yamuna Tira Vanachari. Yamuna Tira Vanachari. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Rama, Hare Hare. Everybody together. Hare Rama, Rama Rama. Once more, please, together. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, कृष्ण महामंत्र की, श्री राधा कालचंद जी की, जगन्नाथ बलदेव सुभद्रा महारानी की, श्रील प्रभुपाद की, समावेत गौर भक्त वृंद की, कलियुग पावन हरिनाम संकीर्तन की। ओम अज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपः कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरोः श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगण रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनासहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सहगण ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च नमो ॐ विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्तस्वामिन्निति नामिने। नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषा शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। Welcome all of you for the Sunday evening Gita class in the temple here. The atmosphere is so soothing atmosphere here. I remember a few years ago speaking on a topic called as a healthy heart is a hatred-free heart. So a person whose heart is free from hatred is as soothing as this temple hall. But a person whose heart is not free from hatred and resentment, then it is like a very troubled heart. This topic of art of forgiveness is extremely important, especially in this day and age, because we are living in a world where there are a good number of people who don't have any training and values or morals or ethics or any kind of early schooling training in spirituality, due to which there is a great immaturity in dealings amongst the people of the world. And this age is called as Kali Yuga. The meaning of the word Kali means quarrel. Kali has 4 symptoms: hypocrisy, quarrel, independent mentality, and rebellion. These 4 are characteristics of this age. And while living in this age, in every walk of life, we may face provocation and challenges, and therefore this quality is very important. Like for example, in a role as a parent dealing with the children, in the role as a spouse within family, in your role as your post holder in an office working with your colleagues, and in your role as a friend of some friends in society, there will always be shortcomings on the part of others. And if we forgive, we are putting a bridge, continuing our relationship. If we refuse to forgive, we are building walls around ourselves, cutting off the relationships. So, choice is ours, whether we want to forgive and go on. Especially when I am a perfectionist, it is difficult for me to forgive someone easily because I have certain expectations, and when those expectations are not met, we won't be able to easily forgive such situation. I remember there was There was many years ago, I had one assistant who used to travel with me. When I travel in the trains, I used to give my laptop for him to take care. And I would go to sleep. But I told him that he should always lock it in the suitcase before going to sleep. But one day he was very tired, he kept it with himself and just put a blanket over himself. I saw him doing that. So purposefully in the middle of the night, I took away the laptop and hid it in a place. So he got up at 1 o'clock or so. He was not finding laptop. He got tense. He put on the light and disturbed all the sleeping people in the train. He ran here, ran there. I asked him, what happened? Tell me. He said, I'm not finding the laptop. And I gave him a good scolding. And then I revealed the laptop from the suitcase. I said, see, I kept it inside. I wanted him to take sufficient amount of tension and so that he will understand the responsibility, seriousness of the matter. And on that day I told him, today onwards I am not going to trust you. I entrust you this laptop to you. I will keep it myself. So I started keeping it. 2-3 months passed. One day I had to do a lot of work till 11 o'clock at night in the train. I was so tired. I kept the laptop by my side and I went to sleep. Put a blanket over myself. So that fellow, it seems he saw me, which I didn't notice. So when I got up at 2 o'clock, I found my laptop missing. I was shocked. Then I got down. So he asked me, any help you want? I said, go to sleep, no help. Then I went here, went there. I even pulled the chain in the train and stopped the train. I thought some thief has stolen. Later on, that fellow got down and he revealed the laptop and said, Prabhu, I have kept it safely, don't worry. So then he said, when I forgot one night, you scolded me well, but you did the same thing now, he said. So on that day I learned this principle, forgiven are those who forgive others. Sometimes we scold others for some mistake. We ourselves may commit the same mistake in our life also. So we have to be like a brittle glass bottle, or we should be like a Bisleri bottle. Bisleri. If you are Bisleri bottle, you are bendable, flexible. Brittle bottle, you put it down, clang, it's finished. It breaks immediately. Then there is no forgiveness. So, like one time I asked a question to check how intelligent are the college students. There were 800 students. I asked a question. Somebody puts fire to your house, to your hut. And then that fellow, after putting fire, you see him running away. How many of you will run behind him? 90% of students raised a hand. Then I told them, see, if you run behind him, he is going to run away. And by the time you catch him, beat him, your whole hut will be burned down. I told. Then I asked, now tell me how many of you will not run behind him, rather you will go to put off the fire in your hut. Then half of them raised hand, other half are still thinking. And even those who raised hand, they told me, first I will put out the fire and then I won't leave that fellow. So, you will see the anger has increasing degrees. There is beginning is disturbance, then agitation, then anger and resentment. These are increasing degrees. Sometimes we can write a diary ourselves and check which degree anger is my anger. Is it first degree or second degree or third degree or fourth degree? How serious it is. If it is increasing degree, it's not very good. Why does anger arise due to which you are unable to forgive? At least I can think of 5 situations in which we all become angry. You would like to know? A very easy formula to remember. IFCEO, you can remember. If I am a CEO. If CEO. You can remember this? I is, if someone insults you, you become angry. Or, like for example, Prahlad Maharaj did not, care for his father's name. He called Narayana's name, Lord Supreme Lord's name. So his father became angry. If somebody insults us, we become angry. F stands for frustration. If we are frustrated, we become angry. We are frustrated because some expectations are not met, isn't it? We are frustrated sometimes. We become angry. C, means you try to control somebody and they don't come under our control, we become angry. Like, you try to control someone, like a man tries to control a wife or a child and they don't come under control, then one loses the control, then one becomes angry. And E is for expectations. Sometimes we have unrealistic expectations. When they are not met, we become angry. In our school days, a teacher told us to write, what qualities do you expect in a friend? So many of us wrote 15 or 20 qualities. And we were about to give it to teacher. Teacher said, wait, not yet. Teacher said, round up those qualities which you possess. We thought that's a little difficult job. We could only round up 4 or 5. So then the teacher asked us, you have only 4 or 5 qualities and you want 15, 20 qualities in your friend? So this is unrealistic expectation. So when we see that our unrealistic expectations are not met, then we get angry also. And O is opinion. If my opinion is not respected or if it is discarded, people become wild. That is because people think my opinion is the only opinion. My way or highway, we call it. So in this way, you all remember this? I, insult. F, C, E, O, opinion. These are situations in which you become angry. When you become angry, you find it difficult to forgive anyone very easily. So we will try to learn today from some of the examples on how we can learn to forgive. See, this is a story of Drona and Drupada. They were in Gurukul together as friends. And one day, like you see here, he's telling his friend, Drupada is telling Drona, Drona, I love you so much. When I become the king, I feel I want to give half of my kingdom to you. So you all have heard about Krishna and Sudama as Gurukul friends, isn't it? Krishna and Sudama went to forest to fetch firewood together. They became thick friends. And their friendship lasted forever, eternally. That's one famous verse in the Bhagavatam, 10th canto, 80-81 chapter. You will read that verse. Vayam vrisham tatra nilam mahanilam bubir nihanyamana mahurambu samplave. In that verse, the last line says, it says that Grihita hasta paribhabrimathura. It says, they were catching each other's hand, Krishna and Sudama. They were carrying the firewood for the Guru Mata's order, as per Guru Mata's order. That's a very beautiful verse. They were friends in the Gurukul days and they remained friends forever. Whereas this Drona Drupada is not like that. They were friends in the Gurukul days and Drupada was ready to give him half the kingdom. But later what happened? He said, so he said, I shall always remember you and your kind offer, like that Drona said. But then later on when Drupada became the king, he said, hey Drupada, I have come here. Remember your promise to me, my friend. Now you fulfill it. Give me my half my kingdom. Like that Drona asked her. And Drupada felt the tone was not good. He said, you are asking me as if half my kingdom belongs to you. You should have some politeness in your tone. The way you are arrogantly speaking, I don't feel like giving half my kingdom now. Those were Gurukul days, I told you. Now he was not in the mood to give. He told one minister, just give him a cow and send him off. And Drona became so angry, he said, I don't need your cow. Wait and watch what I do. So he went back. He just stormed out of the hall. And then he became teacher of the Pandavas and Kauravas, correct? He became a martial arts teacher. And then one day he engaged the Pandavas headed by Arjuna to make Drupada a captive and bring him. So they went and defeated him and brought him. And Drona laughed and said, hey Drupada, it looks like your kingdom has become mine. I can even sever your head from your body if I want. I am not as mean-minded as you. I'll spare your life. Take half your kingdom and get lost, he said. So when he spoke like this, Drupada definitely felt wild and angry, but he concealed it. Here you can see that. He's saying, oh, you are a noble soul. I'm not surprised by your attitude. I'm grateful to you and wish to be a lifelong friend, he said. But heart of heart, she thought, in which time I shall have my revenge. Huh? That means he maintained the revengeful thought, you see, in mind. Later on, you may be aware that in one of the sacrificial fires, Draupadi and Drishtadyumna were born. And that Drishtadyumna became the cause of the death of Drona. So it's a story of revenge, you will find. Huh? You will find this. So, here some lessons here. It's very, very valuable for us in our personal life. First point we have mentioned here. Drona was insensitive in his expectations from old friend and expected sensitivity and loving reciprocation. You see, you give respect, you get respect. You give love, you get love. You throw rose-scented waters on others, then they may also throw rose-scented waters on you. And if we throw some gutter waters, they'll throw gutter waters. So, many times, life is a mirror. Sometimes we may not be appropriate in our behavior, but we expect others to behave nicely with us. Imagine, for example, I pinch my neighbor. Like the other neighbor sit like this, like a good boy. They are not going to leave me. They will also pinch me back. So that is how many times we wonder why somebody behaves in a certain way with us. And that is because our behavior has made them behave so. This is one thing I feel often is neglected in this world. Actually, in Sattva Guna, in mode of goodness, one always thinks, of the consequences of one's actions. And one is able to think well before acting. So Drona was demanding as if it was his property. This is the second point mentioned here. We often undermine our own role in the pain that we experience. When two people are quarreling, who feels pain? Both people feel pain. But we don't understand. We undermine our role. We always think, I am right, the other person is wrong. And the other person may say the same thing. And there is no end to such a quarrel in this world. So, a hurt heart wants to hurt back. See, Drona hit back in two ways. He defeated, Drupada was defeated by Arjuna. And then when Drona returned half the kingdom out of pity, Drupada got really insulted. Actually, one lesson I learned from this, we should not tease anybody. We should not ridicule anybody because that will go deep into their hearts. Even if you are in a superior position, if you tease somebody or ridicule somebody, mockery, if you do mockery, they develop hatred for us. That's what Drona did to Drupada. And so Drupada took a life revenge against him. And also, we may not know in our position, sometimes somebody may be working with us, we may fight with them now. After 10 years, 20 years down the line, we may have to again work with them. Like I made one principle for myself in the very early days of ISKCON when I joined in 1994, that I will not create enmity with any devotee. I will be having a neutral relationship or favorable relationship. But I will not quarrel with anybody. In case there is a possibility of quarrel, two hands are required, isn't it? If one hand comes, one hand goes away. No possibility of quarrel. And that helped me so much. Why? Because in the later years, 15, 20 years later, I saw the people, whom I encountered before. Now I am working with them now in different places. We may have to again work with people. In this world, we are brought together and separated many times. It is always good to be polite and well behaved with anybody and not unnecessarily pick up quarrel like Drupada, Drona, they picked up. Both became repeatedly revengeful. Both of them forgot to stay human. They became very barbaric in their dealing. So it only went from bad to worse, their relationship. On the contrary, Krishna-Sudama relationship became sweeter and sweeter and sweeter, even after several years. So we can say Krishna-Sudama relationship is trusting relation. Drupada-Drona relationship is rusting relation. So we want trust or rust. We have the choice. So we can learn from Krishna himself how to forgive. This is another famous pastime in the Govardhan Leela. We all know Krishna forgave Indra, but Krishna's behavior is so exemplary for us to learn many lessons. After lifting Govardhan hill, Krishna saw that the rains have stopped now. You all know the background of this pastime, long pastime cut short. Every year all the Vrajavasis used to offer puja to Indra because Indra has a lot of showers. They used to offer. But one particular year Krishna saw that Indra has forgotten his upward connection and he is imagining himself to be God. And he was very proud of his position as the god of showers. So Krishna purposefully told Vrajavasis not to worship Indra in that particular year and told instead you offer worship to Govardhan. And seeing this, Indra was fuming. And then he developed a great rage, anger towards Krishna. Many ill names he called towards Krishna, and also he showered hailstorm, and one water particle was like one elephant. He poured down in Vrindavan with the idea of killing the cows, calves and the residents of Raj. At that time Krishna lifted the Govardhan hill, that too with his left hand and this tiny finger. You see, in the entire body, this is the tiniest portion of the body. Krishna wanted to show Indra that what you are exerting to do against Vrajavasis and me, it's not even strong enough. This much also it's not even strong. So Krishna could have waged a war against him, which he didn't do. He just lifted a Govardhan hill and stopped the rain. Later, Indra understood his mistake. He saw that 7 days, 7 nights I was pouring down. I was trying to kill the residents of Raj, so Lord must be angry with me. Thinking like that, he comes to, this is Krishna lifting Govardhan hill. And then Krishna told all Vrajavasis to go back to do their work. But where is he standing? You see, he's standing in a private place because he didn't want to insult Indra in public. So he's dealing with Indra in a very private place. Now he's waiting for Indra to come. See, Indra is coming here. He's coming boarding on the Airavata, elephant. So can a person who is ashamed to come on an elephant? But he will get down now because he doesn't want to go in front of Krishna with the elephant. He keeps the elephant and walks towards Krishna. Look at his face. You can easily understand that he is very sorry. The mistake is folding his palms. Actually, Indra was thinking that Krishna will shout at me and send me to Yama's abode for solidly beaten up by Yamadutas. That's what he was thinking. For the mistake, big mistake I committed, I tried to kill his pure devotees. So he put his head down. Pita gurustvam jagatam adisho duratyaya kala upata dandaha hitaya checha tanubhi samihase manam vidhunvan jagadisha manina. He is telling Lord Krishna that you are not only the supreme controller, my dear Lord, you are also supreme spiritual master, he is saying. You are Pita, you are father, and Guru, you are spiritual master. You know why he says so? This is the most important point for us. He says a supreme controller will only exert his strength and try to punish me. But you are trying to purify me. Because father or Guru is a person who is affectionate to his son or daughter, and he may want to, do some good for them, benefit for them, not just a punish and show, see my power, see my prowess. Similarly, in case anybody in our custody we are upset with, we should find out how we can purify them, how we can elevate them, rather than how we can crush them and how we can push them down. If anybody in our custody, we should always think about how to help them come up rather than push them down, so that we can learn from Lord Krishna. Then we are acting like a guru or like a father. So, even in Rishabhadev's section, Lord Rishabhadev told his 100 sons that if somebody in a position of a guru becomes extremely angry and non-forgiving towards a disciple or a follower and shows great anger towards them, what is it like? You know what he says? It's like pushing a blind person into a well. like that he says. So, then what should one do? One should learn tolerance. One should learn patience. Like we say, Rome was not built in a day. You know, you cannot grow children in all good qualities overnight. Like I'll tell you a real life example. There was one kid at home and playing with toys. The neighborhood child came and asked, hey, give me one toy, you have 4 or 5 toys with you. And child said, no, I will not give anything, he said. And the father wanted to teach the child the culture of sharing. He said, beta, you have so many toys, 4 or 5 toys, why don't you give one to your friend? He said, no, I won't give, he said. Then the father said, okay, if you give one toy to your friend, I'll give you a lollipop. He said, you know lollipop? And he said, no, I don't want lollipop, he said. Then father was wondering what to do. Then the father said, see, if you don't give, then I will take out and give, he said. And child said, no, I will not give any of that. I will keep with me, he said. Then the father pulled one of those toys and gave it to the other child. And this kid started crying, as usual, you know what they do. Father said, I have given you 4, 5 toys. Just by giving one, why are you making a big scene? He scolded him. So, what could this father alternatively do? Basically, he wanted to teach his child a good behavior. What is it? Culture of sharing. What he could do, he could tell the child that, okay, come with me, let's go to park. Take the child to some place, carry some fruits or something, or cookies or something. Teach a child, please give one to the beggar. Give to some beggar or somebody like that. Or go and feed the birds some grains or something like that. So we can gradually cultivate the quality of sharing rather than trying to bring it up overnight. Because you see, if you sow a seed in the ground, the sapling doesn't come overnight. It takes time to germinate and then gradually grow. Whatever qualities are gradually cultivated over a period of time with the individual convinced about it, those qualities remain with us for a long time. And it's not going to come overnight. So if the father was little more understanding and forgiving, he could have brought up the child very nicely. Now the father has increased the animosity of the child. Once animosity builds, when the children grow up, then they don't have any respect for the elders. They become very independent minded because of that. So that's why here he is saying, you are not just a God who is supreme controller. You are Pita, you are Father, you are Guru, you are spiritual master. He is saying, Manam vidunvan jagadishna manina. Those living entities like me who became proud, how smoothly you removed my pride, my Lord. I can't even know how you so nicely did it. The Lord is very intelligent. When I was a small kid, my mom used to bring medicine in a shank, in a conch, small conch, to put in the mouth. As soon as she would come, I would run away. So next time she came with lollipop in one hand and medicine in the other hand. She only showed this. Then I came running towards her. She put me on the lap and she would give me lollipop and I am enjoying it. Little medicine she will put. Like this she would do. Put both. So, Lord also knows how to bring the living entities to sanity. Lord knows that. He has to give the medicine. Lord could have punished him. Lord didn't punish him. So they had a heart-to-heart exchange. Sridhar Swami says, Evam sanketita Krishna Maghona Bhagavanamam Mega Gambhiraya Vacha Prahasanyidam Abravit. Lord spoke like a rumbling cloud. Lord spoke very sweet words to Indra. What he said? Shri Bhagavan Uvacha Mayate Kari Magavan Makabhango Nugrhnata Mat Anusmritaye Nityam Mattasyendra Shriya Brisham. My dear Indra, I have stopped your yajna, sacrifice for you. Why? To show my favor to you. You wonder, really, is it a favor? He said, yes, it's a favor. He said, why? What is a favor and what is punishment? Favor is one which reminds us of Krishna. Punishment is one which takes us away from Krishna. The Lord said, I did a favor by stopping the Vedic sacrifice meant for you because you were infatuated by false pride. And now that that sacrifice was stopped, you exhibited a false pride. Now that false pride is eliminated now. Now you have become humble, or you have become humbled by the situation. Therefore, I wanted to shower this mercy upon you. And in order to revive your remembrance of me as your master, I did this to you. For your good only I did, don't worry. Is it not? Like for example, there was a child specialist in our city in India. So whenever the children come, what he would do, he had big bottles of some nice chocolates. He would ask which one you want. Somebody will say, give me all the four, one each. So by the time they take the chocolate to eat, he will give injection. When he's giving injection, some children would slap the doctor also. Sometimes kick the doctor or slap the doctor. And the doctor was laughing. I asked the doctor, you don't feel offended? He said, I am a child specialist. I know how to deal. And these are some things I have to tolerate if I have to do good for them, he said. Same should be the mood of a devotee. When a devotee is going to preach, all kinds of people we may have to encounter. Lord Nityananda, when he went to preach, somebody took a pot and hit on his head, isn't it? So, Marghe Prem De. That's a very famous song, isn't it? Doyal Nitai Chaitanya Bole Nachare Yamarama. Doyal Nitai Chaitanya Bole Nachare Yamarama. Nachare Yamarama. Nachare Yamarama. Nachare Yamarama. Doyal Nitai Chaitanya Bole Nachare Yamarama. दयाल तो नहीं है मार के ये प्रेम दिए दयाल तो नहीं है Here is saying मार के प्रेम दिए. He accepted the beating of Madai on his head. His head was bleeding, and then he gave prem. He gave them Krishna prem. Therefore, one day Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu called Nityananda and said, Nityananda, you are a better preacher than me. The way you reach out love of God to the suffering souls, I can't do like you. Like that Lord Chaitanya said. Lord Nityananda said, what are you saying, my Lord? You are the master, I am your servant. On your order I am going out and giving love of God. So you are greater than me, he said. Lord Chaitanya said, no, I am a chakra wielding preacher. You are a love awarding preacher, he said. When did the Lord become a chakra wielding preacher? When Jagai Madai, they were ill-treating Nityananda. That time Lord Chaitanya took the chakra to sever their heads. Lord said, I was about to kill and finish them, but you awarded them love of God. So you are a better preacher than I, he said. Then Nityananda said, my dear Lord, I am like a body and you are like the life air. So which is superior? Body is superior, life air is superior. Therefore you are greater. Your order is my life. And with that life I am awarding love of God to the suffering people. In this way they both are praising one another. The whole idea is the forgiveness of Lord Nityananda cannot be understood. It is such, just like mother and father feel for their child, like that Lord Nityananda feels for every living entity. So every preacher has to cultivate that type of forgiveness towards living entities. And why we should cultivate that forgiveness? See, if a drunken man is calling some ill names to you, will you take him seriously? Similarly, living beings are drunken in passion and ignorance. So their words cannot be taken seriously. They are someone in ignorance, foolishness. So therefore Lord forgave Indra. Mamaishwaryasi madando dandapanim na pashyati tam brahmshyami sampadbhyo yasya chechamyanugraham He says the living entities don't know that I am residing in their heart as super soul. I am always available. If somebody goes in the wrong path, I will punish them. But my punishment is not just done out of rage or hatred or envy. I punish them in such a manner that they will develop, love for me, affection for me. Amazing, isn't it? Can you punish somebody in such a way that they will develop love for you? Is it easy to do? How many of you think it's a little difficult? See, for example, when Krishna was 5.5 years old, he danced on Kaliya. Not, isn't it? Because Kaliya is a 1,000-hooded snake which entered into Yamuna and poisoned everywhere. The poisoned waters caused covered boys to drink the water and die. They were all lying in the bank of Yamuna. So when Krishna came, he glanced and woke up all the covered boys. And after that, Krishna jumped from a tree branch into the Yamuna. And then Kaliya came out and Krishna started dancing. And as he danced, and over the hoods of Kaliya, his jaws broke, skull also broke in many places. It started bleeding and he started vomiting blood and poison, everything. He became completely weakened because Krishna was jumping from one hood to another hood, dancing. All the demigods in the sky were showering flowers and they were all enjoying that scene. So everybody was enjoying except one person. Who? Kaliya, because he was dancing on his hoods only. Completely subdued him. At last when Krishna got down, Krishna spoke to Kaliya and said, see Kaliya, don't be upset with me because you poisoned Yamuna and poisoned all my friends. Therefore I had to dance on your hoods and punish you. Don't worry. In a moment I will repair all the cracks in your head and jaws. And Krishna just touched. All the cracks are gone. Like sometimes you get a crack, you get a cut or something, you apply some medicine, correct? Tetramycin, erythromycin. Mycin means mycin. Because of my sin I got some cut. And then you apply an ointment. And then after that in 3-4 days it goes away. Whereas Krishna, he touches, gone immediately. His hands are like full of nectar. Anywhere he touched, all the cracks were gone. And Kaliya saw in the mirror, oh, all my cracks are gone, my bleeding is gone, everything is gone. He fell in love with Krishna. And Krishna told Kaliya, now you quit Yamuna and go out of Vrindavan. And Kaliya said, my lord, Garuda is waiting outside. If I go, he will kill me. Because of fear of him only I have come here. Krishna smiled and said, don't worry, my footprints are on your head. Garuda will consider you his own brother now, seeing my lotus footprints. Now we can happily go. And Kaliya became so happy. He told the Lord, now anytime you need me, please just give a phone call, I'll be back. And I will take you and all the covered boys on my back and take you all for a joyride. So happily Kaliya went away. And Yamuna became happy. Why? Because no more poison, water. And all the covered boys and their parents became happy because covered boys came back to life merely by Krishna's glance. And Yashoda and Nanda became very happy because Krishna conquered Kaliya and returned to them safe. In this way, Krishna is one Lord whose activities bring happiness to everybody. Krishnaya Karyam Namaha, it is said. Because Krishna's activities are all divine and transcendental. See, in this world, if two people come to you complaining about each other, when you give the solution, one of them goes happy, another one is upset with you. You will see that. Whereas in Krishna's case, he made everybody happy. So, in this way, Krishna's punishment also is ultimately rewarding to the living entities. It's exactly like a surgeon taking a knife and a scalpel, and he cuts the boil and removes the pus, and he did great welfare for the person. He didn't do any harm to the person. So Krishna's, if punishment can be so rewarding, what to speak of Krishna's embrace? Think about it. See, Indra has kept this, helmet down. What does that mean? He said, I am giving up my post, my dear Lord. You put anybody in the post of Indra. Now I am ashamed to be in this post, he said. But what did Krishna say? See, Indra is folding palms and seeking forgiveness. He is repentant. And Krishna told him, Gamyatam Shakra Bhadram Vaha Kriyatam Menu Shasanam Stiyatam Swadikareshu Yuktairvastamba varjitaihi. My dear Indra, you may go now. He is saying, Gamyatam. Shakra means one who has performed 100 sacrifices. Bhadrambaha. Now you have become auspicious. Earlier you were very polluted by pride. Now the pride is gone. Huh? So you have become auspicious now. Kriyatam menu shasanam. On my behalf you can rule. No need to give up your post. Give up your pride. He told him. Huh? And you may go now. So Krishna is here showing forgiveness. Huh? See, he poured down water on Krishna also, and Vrajavasis also, cows, calves, everybody. He tried to kill so many of them, but Krishna forgave him here. Huh? Why? Krishna took the positive side of it. What is the positive side? When Krishna lifted the Govardhan hill, see, you see that picture there. Krishna is lifting Govardhan hill there. Huh? So he could be with all the gopas, gopis, cows, calves, all the residents of Vrindavan, everybody together with Krishna for how many days? 7 days, 7 nights. Krishna said to Indra that although you thought you are punishing them, you rewarded us because we all could be together. Huh? So he took the positive side. Once His Holiness Badrinath Maharaj was telling one example. He said there was one brother and sister who had a fight. So the sister slapped the brother, and his one tooth came out which was not coming out for many days. He was not able to extract it. So the brother thanked the sister, thank you, by your slap I got my tooth out. It was a, what do you call it, decayed tooth. Doctor could not remove it. He said, doctor couldn't remove it, you removed it now. So apparently she gave a slap, but then it helped the fellow remove that. Similarly, apparently Krishna punished, but Indra thought he's punishing, but that punishment turned out to be a blessing in disguise for Krishna and the Vrajavasis. Krishna took the positive side of it. You can see that. Similarly, if somebody is criticizing me, what Bhaktivedanta Thakur said, he is like a washerman next to your house. He is freely washing your clothes and giving you nicely washed clothes back to you. Why? Because when somebody finds fault with you, they are helping you to rectify your faults. So you should actually thank them. Like that he said. Bhaktivedanta Thakur once said that. So why should you be upset with them? So, there is another pastime. This is of Sarmishta and Devyani. See, they both were close friends. Devyani is daughter of a Brahmana, Shukracharya, and Sarmishta is daughter of a king. One day they both went to take a bath in a river. One small mistake happened. Because they were girls, they were friends. But sometimes even amongst friends, the relationship can become strained if you are not respectful to each other. We take the friends for granted. Sometimes very good friendships can break also. Now what happened? Sarmishta is a king's daughter. She came out of the water and took Devyani's dress and wore it by mistake. And when Devyani saw that, she got wild. She scolded her with sharp words. She said, just like a dog entering a house and taking away the ghee cup. Like that you have taken away my clothes. Like that she said. I think because she is a Brahmani, daughter of a Brahmana, she must have seen ghee kept in the house. And she compared Sarmishta to a dog because Kshatriyas are like protectors of Brahmins. So subtly she hinted that you guys are like dogs and you are taken away my clothes, which is like taking away the ghee cup. Like that she spoke. And Devyani became, she was innocent but angry also. She said, what is this? You're talking ill of me. So she picked up Sarmishta and put her in a dry well. You see? Just put her in a dry well. I think because Devyani was Brahman's daughter, she had sharp tongue. And Sarmishta was king's daughter, she showed practical action. Because kings and Kshatriya show their strength. So one of them acted like a Brahmana, another one acted like a Kshatriya. Anyway, after this, later on, King Yayati was passing by, hearing some sound, he came and saved Devyani. Otherwise, Devyani would have remained there. When Sarmishta went home, her father, King Vrishaparva, came to know that my daughter has done a great mistake. She told her, today, father, this is what happened. My friend was speaking like this to me. I just put her in dry well, she said. She didn't understand the seriousness of the matter. But the father understood. He said, my Lord, you have done this? What will happen? Shukracharya will be upset. Immediately king walked down in the street and walked barefoot. He went to meet Shukracharya. And Shukracharya was coming with his daughter on the opposite side. They both were coming like this. You see, why am I telling you this? Whenever you are dealing with anybody, you should always think who is the person under whom they are sheltered. Like if you see a woman who is married, you should always think of her husband next to her, even if he is not there also. You should think that she is with the husband. If you see a child, you should always see the father of the child with the child. You should always see, similarly, you see any disciple, you should always think they are with their spiritual master. Sometimes it's only Gopaksha Maharaj disciples would write mails to me and seek advice from me. 1 page, long mail sometimes, 1 or 2 pages. I would reply back and finally I'll tell them, see, this is my understanding. Still you should check with your spiritual master. If he says opposite what I am saying, you should follow him, not me. I am just as a friend, I am giving you a suggestion. Because you are under his custody, you should check with him. And then they will write back to me saying, I checked with Maharaj, Maharaj is very happy with what you wrote, I am going to follow it, they will say. Because we should always see, imagine if I see a disciple with the spiritual master, or a devotee with his authority, or a child with the father, no, wife with the husband, we will never commit mistake while dealing with them. We will be very careful in dealing with them. And that's what King Vrishabharva did. My lord, my daughter, what have you done? You have put her in a dry well. Her father is who? Shukracharya. He can curse our whole kingdom if he wants. So therefore, immediately he walked in the street to meet Shukracharya. And when Shukracharya was coming like this, king fell flat on the ground, catching hold of the feet of Shukracharya. Shukracharya, lips were quivering, body was trembling. He was very angry. So he pacified Shukracharya. Shukracharya, get up, king. I want to tell you something. King said, first you tell me you forgiven me. Then I will get up. And Shukracharya said, tell me, my dear king, which father will not be upset if his daughter is mistreated like this? He said. And then when he got up, at least the Brahmana cooled down. So because if our superiors are enraged, we should fall flat and seek forgiveness from them. We should not enrage our superiors. That Vrishabharva teaches us. And Shukracharya also forgave. And then of course he didn't forgive Sarmishta. There was some punishment Devyani wanted to give her and it was given. But the point is, best of friends became worst of enemies because of disrespectful dealing. So in our treatment of others, we should be very careful. So now its time is up, therefore I am about to conclude now in 2-3 minutes. One important consideration we all can think about in forgiveness. Why we should forgive? Because physically it affects our health. If I maintain hatred towards somebody, it's like carrying a red hot coal in my hand and running behind somebody. Because I also suffer the coal burning my hands. Far from that person suffering. The person whom we are intent upon hurting, that person doesn't suffer, we suffer. So our health suffers, our emotional turmoil causes many diseases. Many doctors say cancer is due to some deep dissatisfaction. Cancer has its root in some deep hatred or deep dissatisfaction towards somebody. Something you wanted to happen in this way, it happened in some other way. You are unable to digest it. And when you keep on contemplating on it, then we get such diseases like that. So it's best that if you don't want diseases in the body, the mind attacks the body, body attacks the mind. It's a vicious cycle. So our mind only causes diseases in the body. Therefore, better that we keep a healthy mind. And how can we keep our mind clean and healthy? Deep bad qualities like envy or hatred can only be given up by 2 things. In the Srimad Bhagavatam, there is a verse which says, Yatredyante katamrishta trishnaya prashamo yataha nirvairam sarva bhuteshu nodvego yatra kaschana. By hearing the Srimad Bhagavatam, one's envy will go away, it is said. How envy goes away? There is a reason. Say, for example, if you have $1 million, your friend has $5 million, then you can feel envy. But in this world, you will see that for every rich person, there is always one more richer person. But if you see Lord Krishna, He is not Lakpati or Crorepati or Arapati, Karapati. He is Lakshmipati. He has all the wealth of all the universes. Therefore, when you look at him, you cannot feel envy. You decide, oh, I can never match this fellow. That's how you give up envy. Similarly, in strength also you will see, somebody may be able to lift 50 pounds or 100 pounds, 150 pounds. Krishna lifts go over the hill only. Then you give up your envy. So in this way, by studying about that personality of Godhead, Supreme Personality, whose opulences are oceanic, which never diminish, like Mike Tyson or Muhammad Ali, they had a lot of strength, but as they got older, the strength diminishes. Beautiful Hollywood actors and actresses, when they get older, their beauty diminishes. Wealthy people, billionaires, become beggars sometimes. But Krishna's opulences never diminish. He's an eternal master, imperishable master, everlasting master, permanent master. So studying about him and his pastimes can make our heart completely become free from envy. And also his nature is to make everything auspicious. The word Hari means Sarva Amangala Hare iti Hari, it is said. He takes away all inauspiciousness. And another meaning of word Hari is Premadiya Hareman, it is said, which means he is called Manohar. Means what? He steals the minds of the devotees, it is said, by his beauty, by his sweetness, by his behavior, everything. So in this way, Bhagavatam itself says you can become free from envy if you read about the pastimes of the Lord. Another thing that can make us free from envy is the chanting of the holy name. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So this Nama Smaranam, Yan Nama Shruti Matrena Puman Bhavati Nirmalaha. This verse says, by Nama Shruti, your chitta becomes cleansed, especially of hatred, envy, lust, greed, anger, all these viruses in our mind will be removed. Just like if a child is getting some sneezing or something, the mother may apply some Vicks vapor or something like that. And then when you apply in the chest, like they show in advertisement, something is troubling in the inside, isn't it? When you apply that Vicks vapor, it goes off, correct, no? Similarly, the sneezing stops. Similarly, all that is troublesome to the heart gets cleansed by these two things. Harinam, Harikatha. The holy name of the Lord and holy pastimes of the Lord. These two things. So, we will become more and more cleansed. And also, in case we feel quarrel with somebody, sparks are coming, we have to keep a little distance. By keeping some distance and then praying for them from a distance, that would help us. Instead of coming repeatedly and hurting one another, we can keep a little distance. And we can also check IFCO, I told you, whether is it due to one of those things. Now, I understood one thing in my life that, I have to reduce my expectations towards certain people, because if they are not very affectionate to me, my expectations from them also should be less or more? Less. Somebody is deeply touched by us, they will fulfill beyond your expectation also. Somebody has problem with us, you can't have big expectations from them. So we have to reduce our expectation. So by reducing our expectation and being humble, being tolerant, being polite, being respectful and forgiving, we can have a very cool head and go on with our Krishna conscious duties. Anyway, this material world is temporary, and all the relationships in this world eventually come to an end. But our relationship with Krishna is eternal. Let us work on that eternal road which will take us back home, back to Godhead, and invest our energy, our time, our consciousness, our emotion in that positive spiritual direction and go back home, back to Godhead, rather than fight with the dualities of pleasure and pain, honor and dishonor, and profit and loss, and this kind of things in dealing with living entities. So I'll give you one homework verse which you can read it. It will be very helpful. I think it is 11th. I'll just tell you the verse number. Parasvabhava karmani yap prashansati nindati. This is verse number 11:28 1. 11:28 1 and 11:28 2. You can read these two verses. It will be greatly helpful. It teaches us about Krishna telling in this Uddhava Gita 11:28 1, 11:28 2. These two verses talk about how not to criticize others' nature and activities. Because by doing that, it's to our disadvantage. And then learn to withdraw yourself and not bother about too much about other people. Do your duties, spiritual duties well. In that connection, I will tell you one Zen Sutra, like a Zen Sutra. You want to know? Myopsis Thor. I learned this in my life. Myopsis means what? Mind your own business. That is myop. Sis is SYS, save yourself. And Thor is then help others reform. You remember this? Myopsis Thor. Mind your own business, save yourself, then help others reform. But oftentimes we go to reform others, therefore we cannot forgive. Most of the quarrels are because we want others to set right others. But if I can set right myself, most of my problems will be solved. Because setting right myself is within my reach. Modifying others' behavior is not within our reach. These are some of the lessons I learned personally in my life, and I am also making an effort to apply. This is a very vast topic. I spoke a few things to all of you. Do we have 5 minutes? We can take questions. Prabhu? I can end it 5 minutes, in 5 minutes. It's getting late. You can announce now. Can make announcement. Thank you. Aarti is going to be there at 6:30 now. So Prabhu can make announcements and we'll conclude. Shri Prabhupada ki. Jai.